When most people picture martial arts, they imagine ancient temples, wise masters, and secret techniques passed down through generations. But that's only part of the story. There's a misconception that only ancient arts are authentic, and anything new, especially from America, is somehow less real. In reality, America has carved its own path in martial arts, built not on tradition, but on necessity and innovation. This story isn't about preserving the past. It's about building what works now, in gritty gyms and on tough city streets. American martial arts are hybrids forged by soldiers, innovators, and everyday people who needed real solutions. The focus isn't on ceremony, it's on one question: does it work when it matters most? This relentless pragmatism has created a new tradition, one of constant evolution and brutal honesty. From bare-knuckle brawls to modern MMA, the American journey is about adapting, overcoming, and questioning everything. It's a story that stands on its own, still being written in gyms and dojos across the country. Let's dive into how this unique evolution unfolded. American martial arts began in the chaos of war, as soldiers returned from World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, with first-hand experience in judo, karate, and jiu-jitsu. They brought back practical skills, not just traditions, and shared them in gyms and communities. Meanwhile, American cities faced unpredictable violence, demanding self-defense that worked fast and didn't require years to master. This need for real-world solutions sparked innovation. Then came Bruce Lee, a revolutionary who challenged tradition and encouraged fighters to absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, and add what is uniquely their own. His philosophy, Jeet Kune Do, inspired a generation to cross-train and focus on effectiveness over style. The result? A melting pot of military combatives, street smarts, and philosophical rebellion. Soldiers brought back combat-tested techniques. Innovators responded to the demand for practical self-defense. Bruce Lee gave permission to break the rules and innovate. This fusion of old and new, East and West, became the foundation of the American martial arts movement. It was about survival, adaptation, and relentless improvement. The American approach was born: take what works, leave the rest, and never stop evolving. That's how a new martial arts culture took root. Out of this melting pot, American Kenpo emerged. Ed Parker's reimagining of traditional Kenpo for the realities of American streets. Parker taught not just moves but principles, motion, physics, and strategy. His system focused on overwhelming speed, rapid-fire strikes designed to end fights in seconds. Chain striking became Kenpo's signature, a relentless barrage that left attackers no time to react. Adaptability was key. Parker's art was about solving problems, not memorizing endless techniques. The goal: neutralize threats instantly using whatever works. Critics argue some schools focus too much on theory and not enough on live sparring, risking technique becoming choreography. Kenpo also lacks a strong ground game, making cross-training essential. Still, its emphasis on practicality and adaptability made it a cornerstone of American self-defense. Kenpo set the stage for the next evolution, testing everything in real combat. If Kenpo was a step forward, mixed martial arts was a revolution. The 1993 launch of the Ultimate Fighting Championship changed everything, pitting styles against each other to find out what really worked. The shock? Grapplers, especially Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighters like Royce Gracie, dominated, exposing huge gaps in traditional training. The message was clear: if you can't fight on the ground, you're not ready. This forced American fighters to cross-train. Boxers learned takedown defense, karatekas hit the mats, and the era of the style purist ended. MMA gyms became laboratories, blending striking, wrestling, and submissions. Bruce Lee's philosophy, absorb what is useful, became the new standard. Wrestling, a uniquely American strength, became a foundation for MMA success. Wrestlers brought relentless pace and control, dictating where fights happened. Fighters like Dan Severn and Randy Couture proved wrestling's dominance in the cage. The American MMA model was born: test everything, keep what works, and evolve constantly. This approach redefined martial arts worldwide. MMA became the ultimate proving ground for combat effectiveness. The experiment continues, with American innovation at its core. While MMA thrived in the sports world, a parallel movement grew in self-defense. Everyday people wanted simple, effective systems, something they could use to get home safe, not win a title. Krav Maga, adapted from Israeli military training, exploded in the US for its brutal, no-nonsense approach. Its philosophy: survive by any means necessary. No rules, no forms, just raw effectiveness. Training focuses on natural reactions, explosive counterattacks, and targeting vulnerable areas. It's not about looking good, it's about ending threats fast. Other systems, like Tony Blauer's Spear, use science and psychology to turn instinctive flinches into tactical defenses. These American combatives emphasize scenario-based drills, simulating real fear and chaos. Critics point out that some schools lack enough live sparring, risking untested techniques. Still, the focus on realism and adaptability resonated with Americans seeking practical self-protection. These systems made self-defense accessible to everyone, not just athletes. The American approach: analyze, adapt, and engineer solutions for real-world violence. It's about survival, not tradition. At its core, American martial arts are about relentless innovation and refusing to be bound by tradition. The only question: does it work? This open-source mindset keeps the scene dynamic and competitive. Grit and resilience are central, getting knocked down, getting back up, and learning from every failure. Training is about pushing limits, drilling relentlessly, and embracing the grind. American gyms lead in sports science, nutrition, and mental coaching, treating fighters as elite athletes. Performance is demystified, measured, repeatable, and constantly improved. The philosophy is personal empowerment. You build your own skill set, question everything, and forge your own path. Whether you're a champion or a beginner, the message is the same. You are the architect of your martial journey. Individualism, hard work, and an open mind drive American martial arts forward. That's the real tradition: constant evolution. The American martial arts experiment has gone global, reversing the old east-to-west flow of knowledge. MMA gyms modeled after American camps now appear worldwide, and fighters flock to US gyms for cutting-edge training. The UFC, born in America, is now the world's premier fighting organization, setting the standard for combat sports. American rules and methods have created a universal language of fighting. Self-defense systems like Krav Maga, refined in the US, are taught to civilians and law enforcement around the globe. The focus on practicality and empowerment has universal appeal. American innovation encourages everyone to look beyond tradition and focus on what works. Whether for confidence, discipline, or challenge, American-born systems offer something for everyone. The journey is ongoing, an invitation to test yourself and discover your potential. The story of American martial arts is still being written, and it's a journey worth taking.